Well, let's bring you this. The Public Servants Association is vowing to bring the country to a standstill. It plans to go on strike from Thursday. Well, this as the union fails to reach agreement with government on a wage increase. Now, this is quite a major concern with matric exams currently underway. The country is also still reeling from the impact of the Transnet strike. But let's get some more reaction and rather more clarity from the PSA's Reuben, Maleka, who joins me this morning to give us an update on these plans and how they are ongoing. Mr. Maleka, thank you for your time and good morning to you. I think it goes without saying, it is confirmed the strike is still commencing on Thursday.
Yeah, good morning to Melo and the voice of eNCA. Yeah, we are continuing with the strike action from Thursday, the 10th of November. Countrywide is a total shutdown. We expect PSA members, supporters, and non-members, because remember, in terms of the law, once one trade union of the same employer gives notice for a strike, any employee of the same employer can participate in the strike action. We have 235 strong membership in the public sector. However, we are fully aware that the concern of salaries is no longer a question of whether you are a PSA member or not. Even the supporters and non-members and members of other trade unions have the full right to participate in the shutdown on Thursday. And that is the call that we are making, that it is time, it is now that the employer can listen to the public sector unions. We all know where we come from, coming from Resolution 1 of 2018, where workers were robbed of the adjustment of 1 April 2020. So as we speak right now, we have even seen how the employer can be so arrogant and even willing to implement a 3% and 1,000 rand increase that will lapse next year without a resolution. We are actually having signals where we are actually deviating from the democratic principles that are enshrined in the Constitution that talks to orderly collective bargaining. We are heading to a situation where politicians are starting to show signals of dictatorship, of even now ruling without the people. So it's time that the people must stand up, and this is the members of the PSA and supporters in the public service.
Reuben, when it comes to your negotiations with government, perhaps give us some insight, because we're not privy to those negotiations at a very intimate level. Where did you deadlock? Where is the resistance when it comes to government agreeing to your demands?
Look, first of all, one can agree, and the public can agree with us, that we are very considerate as trade unions in the public sector. We made a demand of 10%. From 10%, we actually dropped our demands significantly, even leaving out many other demands, including housing, medical, and other cohort of demands. We only concentrated on the percentage. And on the percentage, we said we are willing to settle at 6.5%, which is way below inflation. We all knew when at the beginning of this year that come end of this year, the inflation will be hovering around 8 to 10%. Inflation stands at 7.4%. We are only making a demand of little 6.5%. However, the employer is stuck on 3%.
And you are saying you're not just going to undertake any strike. You're saying no one will enter nor leave South Africa. You will ensure that you are present in all parts of South Africa, this including airports.
That is the plan. Come Thursday, we are warning the public. Anybody who wants to leave this country must leave by tomorrow. Thursday, there will not be any services that will get at the ports of entries. Anybody who wants to come to South Africa, we warn them that the last time that they have to come is tomorrow. Come Thursday, the ports of entries will be shut. There will not be anybody who will allow goods or a person to leave or enter the country. If you have to do issues of transport like driver's license, you'll not find anybody else there. If you go through a magistrate court or any court in this country tomorrow, you not from Thursday, you will not find any officials, because every employee or the same members of the PSA would be in the street, obviously making sure that their voice is heard. We also have members in the education sector who are teachers, who are also saying that enough is enough. They cannot be robbed. They cannot be blackmailed. That about the matric exams. They are also employees of the same employer. They also deserve increase, and they are going to be in the street on Thursday.
So you're saying that if I'm a matric pupil writing on Thursday, there's a chance that I will not write my exam on Thursday?
That should also be blamed on this arrogant government that is not willing to negotiate in good faith. Therefore, we give warning, and it's a fair warning, that there is much possibility that most of the schools, especially public schools, where our members are and our supporters are, that they are going to be also part of this mass action. And the likelihood is that there will be disruptions of examinations come from Thursday.
And just before I let you go, Reuben, what's your ideal outcome after the strike? What message are you hoping to send across to government? A very strong one, I have to say, as you've tabled what exactly will be taking place on Thursday. But what are you hoping will be the desirable outcome post the strike?
Is to ensure that we maintain the rights to fair labor practices, the rights to orderly collective bargaining, and to also for employers to start respecting the Statutory Bargaining Council, which is the PSCBC, and they must regard us as equal as partner in collective bargaining. The attitude of unilateral implementation is the one that makes us more worried that we are having signals of dictatorship, signals of deviating from the democratic principles. We want to restore what is enshrined in the Constitution, Section 23, fair labor practice, because we are at the danger of losing what we have gained in 1994. We are the signals that are clear that we are going to lose it. And secondly, we want employer that can go back with open mind to the collective bargaining table and start to negotiate, because as I've stated to Melo, that we moved dramatically from 10% to 6.5. If we have a caring employer, they would be coming to the table with open mind and willing to move from that 3% to at least meet us halfway on the little 6.5%, which is below inflation.
We leave it there. I appreciate you speaking to us this morning. Public Servants Association spokesperson, Mr. Reuben Maleka, thank you so much for your time.